With that down, let's move on to another off the top. And this one focuses around sort of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Now, of course, for those of you who've seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, it follows Rick Dalton, who played an actor named Jake Cahill, Leonardo DiCaprio played an actor named Rick Dalton, who played a character on a TV show called Bounty Law, and a character on that show called Jake Cahill, I think is the name of the character. Of course, so there was that fictional show, Bounty Law, that was part of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Well, it looks like they're going to make a special television event, a 5-episode television event of Bounty Law, and Quentin Tarantino himself is writing and directing it. He's kind of made it official. This is what Tarantino said. He said, as far as the Bounty Law show goes, I do want to do that, but it will take me a year and a half. I ended up writing 5 half-hour episodes, so I'll do them and I will direct them. I got it from an introduction from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but I don't really consider it part of that movie, even though it kind of is. This is not about Rick Dalton playing Jake Cahill. It's about Jake Cahill. Where all this came from was I ended up watching a bunch of Wanted Dead or Alive and The Rifleman and Tales of Wells Fargo, these half-hour shows to get in the mindset of Bounty Law, the kind of show Rick was on. I liked them before, but I really got into them. The concept of telling a dramatic story in half an hour. You watch and think, wow, there's a hell of a lot of storytelling going on in 22 minutes. And I thought, I wonder if I can do that. Now, it should be pointed out right now that as of this moment, there's no official word that Leonardo DiCaprio will be a part of this, but I can't imagine that he wouldn't be. I mean, Tarantino is not even, and I can't believe that Tarantino would even be entertaining doing this idea unless he already had Leo DiCaprio committing to being a part of it. So I got to imagine that he will, but as of right now, no official word. Listen, I am not the biggest fan in the world of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I liked it. I think it's a drastically overrated film. I don't think it's one of Quentin Tarantino's best, and I'm a huge Tarantino fan. That being said, I love this idea. This idea of taking that fictional show from within a quasi-fictional movie and then doing its own series of it, I think is fantastic, because some of the best parts, Rob, of this movie was when they were doing all the different Rick shows that Rick was doing. Some of it was Bounty Law. Some of it was when Rick is playing a villain on another show. I loved that stuff. I think this is a tremendously creative, wonderful idea, and I want to see it done. I think this is great. Rob, you hear about this. What are you thinking about it right now?
Well, what I'm curious about is, like, are we going to get, say, a 10-episode run of a Bounty Law show that Quentin Tarantino would have written if he was making Westerns on TV in the 60s? Or are we going to get a Bounty Law show that's about the making of Bounty Law and Hollywood of that time? Or a combination of both?
It sounds like it's just literally going to be 5 episodes of Bounty Law.
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine? I mean, if they're going to have to do it in the style of that era, shoot it in black and white in 4:3. I mean, and if DiCaprio comes back and does it, imagine the guest stars they'll get. Imagine all the actors Tarantino will be able to pull in to play the bad guys.
Oh my gosh.
You could get Meryl Streep as a madam of a brothel, or something like that.
I hadn't even thought about that. That's a huge thing.
It could be unbelievable. and who wouldn't want to do it?
You're right. I think just that lineup would be insane. I think every single episode, he'd have probably like Academy Award winners lining up to be the villain of the week or something. That's such a great observation that I didn't even think of. So the question here is, what do you think about this? Do you think maybe it's trying to milk the whole Once Upon a Time in Hollywood thing a little bit too much? Or do you feel like we do, that this is a really fantastic idea? Or maybe you're somewhere in the middle. Jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. All right.